Broadcasting live from an undisclosed location. This is the TCMMA podcast with your host, Chris Cross.
Whoa!
Dana White privilege.
Let's go, baby! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go, baby!
Dana White privilege. Privilege. Privilege.
UFC Vegas 94 went down last night, and who knew? After a very slow start, it's just an 11-fight card. You had 4 straight decisions to start the night, and I'm like, oh man, this is going to be a long night. And then you hit, the prelim main event. That's a finish. Then you get 2 finishes in a row in the main card. Then a decision between Halabal and Khrushchevsky, and then 2 finishes to round out the night. So it ended up being a great night in terms of action, right? Even though it started out really slow. But the big story last night, and there's multiple big stories because you had a lot of finishes and a lot of guys that really, fighters that raised the bar last night. You win, it's great, but you win by finish, it's even better, right? So normally we'll get to the main event later in the show, but this one is very important to get to first because you had number 3 Amanda Lemos. This is women's strawweight division taking on Virna Jandiroba, number 5. And when you look at all the cards throughout the year, this is probably the weakest card in terms of not a lot of people really care about this fight. It's not the big names. It's not for a title. It's not the men's division, right? The women usually get lower ratings. That's just the way it goes, unfortunately. But the last 2 weeks with Rose Namajunas and now a big strawweight main event, it ended up being great. And here's how it went down last night. You had number 3, Amanda Lemos, number 5, Virna Jandiroba, and it didn't take long. Virna now squeezing. Now she's got the rear locked in and continues to dominate the ground here. Lemos is fighting off submission after submission and continues to fight for now. But Jandiroba continues to try to fight or lock in this rear. And she still has 0 significant strikes. So, she's controlling the ground, but she's not doing much other than trying to get submissions. Hopefully it pays off. Oh, and here comes the armbar. Oh, look at this. I think she tapped. Lemos tapped. Oh, and she taps again, and that's it. It's over. Yes. The win streak continues, at least in the main event. The rest of the night, I don't know. But we got the win in the main event. Virna Jandiroba beats Amanda Lemos. And she'll jump from 5 to 3 at least after this impressive victory. And she's now getting closer to a title fight. And I was ready for a 5-round fight, I'll be honest with you. You got Brazil on Brazil. There's going to be submission attempts. There's going to be a defense of those attempts and all that. But nonetheless, we get a finish here with just 11 seconds left in round number 2. Virna Jandiroba on, I believe, 0 significant strikes. Yeah, 0 significant strikes. 6:30 of control time on the 1 takedown. And to me, it looked like Lemos tapped. And then she spins her around. She's upside down. She taps again, and Jandiroba puts her arms in the air, and she gets a huge win among top 5 women strawweight contenders. And she's going to leapfrog Amanda Lemos. She's now 21-3. Look out. Once again, women's strawweight division, UFC Vegas 94. Yeah, so absolutely big win last night for Virna Jandiroba. She's already in the top 5, but now she's looking at a potential title fight, or at least one fight away from that title fight. Already calling out Zhang Weili. She's ready to go. But all in all, if that goes to a 5-round decision, everyone's bored. No one's taking Virna seriously. But she gets the big finish, and guess what? Now people are like, you know what? She could be the next champion of the strawweight division. Let's just get her that fight right now because, you know, Zhang Weili's fought a lot of people, but she hasn't fought Virna Jandiroba. And I find myself highly interested. So big win for her last night. Now, was this the biggest main event last night? No, it was not. Because you had Mike Perry versus Jake Paul. And what happened was Jake Paul got the 6-round TKO. 6-round finish. Now, I'm going to be very clear. I did not watch the fight. I was very tired yesterday. We were on vacation most of last week. Got back, rushed to get ready for Vegas 94 last night. And when that ended, I crashed. But the reason I didn't watch it is because I already knew what was going to happen, right? And I don't need to sit through 10 fights beginning at 9 p.m. and waiting till 2 or 3 in the morning to see Jake Paul crush Mike Perry, because exactly what I told you would happen, happened. And that's it. Jake Paul is more of a veteran, right? He's more experienced in the boxing arena. And Mike Perry was 0-1 coming in. So what'd you expect? I expected a 2nd or 3rd round finish. But the bottom line is Jake Paul could turn the fight into a boxing match, lull Mike Perry to sleep, and eventually get the finish. And that's what he did. And this is just a tune-up for Mike Tyson. Now, Jake Paul, of course, he's calling out Alex Pereira, who's considering a move to boxing at some point. He's got Mike Tyson in front of him. So Jake Paul's stock just continues to rise, right? And he's doing it the right way. He's not necessarily fighting boxers. He's fighting guys that are somewhat inexperienced with boxing, that are used to, when they get in trouble, grabbing you and taking you to the ground and pound and all that. Can't do that in boxing. So MMA guys are at a disadvantage. And Jake Paul capitalized, and now he's 10-1. So it is what it is. That's what happened in boxing last night. Now, as we get back to the UFC, again, as I promised, multiple finishes last night. Multiple finishes. Like Jiang Yong Lee versus Hyder Emil. This was early in the main card. Check this out. So far as Ji Yong Lee getting the better of Hyder Emil. Ooh, and now some big combinations by both fighters. Hyder opens up, left and a right. Lee's in trouble, and both these guys are swinging. Hyder catches him once again. He's hanging on. He might go down. He takes a left or right. He's taking several and just holding on. Boy, and Ji Yong Lee's in trouble, and Mark Smith stops it. Wow. What a great 30 seconds of action right there, really, by both fighters who just said, you know what, let's go. And Lee will look back on this and say, hey, there's no reason to get into that. Move around and get out of there. Instead, he stood in the pocket and swung. Hyder Emil got the better of him. He gets the finish here in right around a minute. Unbelievable. It's about time. And I wasn't ready for that because the last 5 fights have been kind of slow. With 4 out of 5 going to a decision. You see the replay here. Left, right, left. Boom. Left, right, left again. Right. And man, Hyder's just swinging. He's just swinging. Lee's taking it for a while, but eventually, not even he goes down. Mark Smith has to come in and just say, hey, that's it. And I mean, this is slow motion. It looks like it's regular speed. Unbelievable. Hyder Emil proves why he's undefeated. He moves to 10-0 here. Featherweight division. Finally, we got some action at UFC Vegas 94. Yeah, and I thought I had Hyder Emil winning, but it didn't. Instead, I had Jiang Yong Lee. So after the fight is over, I look and I'm like, oh man, I'm sitting here rooting for Hyder. Didn't even have him winning the fight, you know. But that's the way it goes. Hyder Emil looking good. A lot of guys looking good. You get the finish, it's even bigger than a decision. It gets you a bigger fight next. Are you ready for it? That's the question. That's the question. Then you had Durden versus Bruno Silva. This was a great finish as well. Check it out. Durden in control now. Bruno trying to pass another submission attempt by Durden. And it's not looking good right now as Durden gets on top once again. Full mount. Oh, he gets shaken off. Stand-up guillotine. And Durden just all over Silva right now as he lands a knee. Silva gets up, though, and out. Okay, here we go. They expect him to come out swinging, right? He's got to get something going here. Can't afford to lose this round as well. We'll be down 2-0. Oh, and a big uppercut drops Durden. Look out. Oh, he's pounding away now. Come on, Durden, get up, baby. Oh, boy. Silva's pounding away, and he's looking at the ref, and that's it. He stops it. Oh, my goodness. And I thought he was looking at the ref like, don't stop it, but he was looking at the ref like, please stop it. And what a finish by Bruno Silva, excuse me. Unbelievable. And it looked to me like he was down and out, running out of gas, and he says, hey, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. And Bruno Silva gets a dominating TKO victory to move to 14-5. The Brazilian takes out American Cody Durden, who falls to 16-6. And man, you see there the uppercut drops him. 3 elbows, 4 elbows, 5 elbows, 6. Yeah. And the ref saying fight back, and Durden's just looking at him. And that's it. Wow. Good stoppage too. Here in the flyweight division. UFC Vegas, 96. Yeah, so at the end of the day, Cody Durden got dominated. Another fight we lost last night. You'll see it's one of the worst nights we've had in recent history. But we did get the main event with Virna Jandiroba. More to come on that and the final results last night in just a minute. But hold on, there's more. There is more. There's definitely more, like Steve Garcia taking on Sung Woo Choi. And Garcia's going for his 4th straight KO. And he didn't let down. Garcia drives Choi into the fence and misses with a right and left. Choi out. Big left by Choi. Garcia continues forward. Again, looking for his 4th KO in a row. Would be an impressive feat for Steve Garcia, who takes a leg kick and goes down, gets back up. And right now, Choi landing more early on. 3:45 left. Round 1. Nice leg kick by Garcia. Takes another left. And Choi takes a left and another left. Comes in. He takes another left. Ooh, and Garcia landed another left. Garcia jumps on top. He's hammering away. Choi's covering up. This could be it. Herb Dean's looking at it. He shoves him off, and that's it. Steve Garcia goes crazy. 4 KOs in a row. 4-fight win streak. Unbelievable. And he goes down to the ground. He's loving it. And a big win for him. As expected. I mean, I expected him to beat Sung Woo Choi by KO. Wasn't sure if it'd be the first or second round, but he unloaded to get the victory here, and he sits on top of the fence, and he's pumped up, and he should be, and he'll get a big fight now heading forward. I mean, he'll get a big fight now, as he should. This fight goes down, featherweight division, UFC Vegas, 94. Yeah, so the future of Steve Garcia looks bright as heck. I mean, this guy, 4 straight KOs, 4 straight wins, and now he's calling out Dan 50K Ige. Thinking that would just be a great fight, right? Because you got 2 guys that are going to go in there and just throw down, and someone's going to fall. Or maybe not. Maybe we get a great 3-round fight. I don't know. Wouldn't be a bad idea for a main event either in a fight night situation. Potential 5-rounder. Someone definitely falls if that's the case. Even if it's around 4 or 5. So, Steve Garcia looking good last night. But guess what? It wasn't a great night for us. As we peek into the picks last night, 4-7 overall. It just started terrible in the prelims. Which, you know, we did those picks after the vacation, so I'm not in my right state of mind. That's what I'm going with. But 4-7 on the night. We get Luana Carolina, Miranda Maverick. The women came through, thankfully. And then we go on a 5-fight losing streak until we get Steve Garcia and Virna Jandiroba. But you know what? I'll take a rough night because we got a little cushion in the overall record, which is 175 and 118 on the year. Not where we want to be, but not bad. And the main event moves to 14-10. Again, we were 4-7 at one point. So we're 10-3 in the last 13 main events. That's great. We'll take that each and every day. And it gives us something to build off of going forward. And it takes the pressure off. So June and July have just been awesome as far as the main event is concerned. So we'll take that each and every day. Before we get out of here, Nick Diaz, his return is delayed. He will not fight Vicente Luque at UFC Abu Dhabi. It's being reported that he has travel issues. Some people saying he's not in shape for the fight. I don't know anything about that. If that's true or not, I have no idea. The bottom line is there's travel issues, and that fight will not take place. So that fight will be delayed until a future date. We'll have to wait word on that. But guess what? We got a lot more to come because this week is UFC 304. It's going down. We got a big week ahead. The welterweight title between Leon Edwards and Bilal Muhammad is on the line. So stay tuned for the next podcast where we get deep into the predictions. For now, this is your boy Chris Cross. Hope you have a great day and God bless. As always, peace.